goes with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.
Yo. Oh, starting out with a sneeze. Let's go. That must mean it's about to be lit. I ain't gonna lie to you. This gonna be a great show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button. This is gonna be a great show. This is one that is long overdue, really. So I'm excited to have this person on. As most of y'all see on the thumbnail, I'm sure a lot of you guys know who this is. I consider him an OG. You know what I'm saying? I get an OG in the building. So hey, y'all make sure y'all support tonight. Get vocal in the chat. Without further ado, let's bring in Fish Man. What's good?
Hey, Rap. How you doing? You know, I've been watching you for a long time. And the things you've been doing, they bring honor to the community. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go, man. Shout out my guy, man. I love it.
So, for those of you watching, come check us out on Let's SKOL, or you might end up waking up with the Denver Broncos helmet in your bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It's funny. You could be walking around in the prime of your life, full of youthful exuberance, and wham, you get hit by a truck. It's tragic. It's tragic.
Very tragic. Very tragic. Hey, I love it, man. Shout out to you, Fish. How you feeling tonight, man, on this good old, what is it, Wednesday? My days are lost. Yeah, Wednesday. How you feeling tonight?
I feel great. Good girl. I
love
feel
the kitty.
great.
What's the kitty's name? What's her name?
We actually don't have a name for her. I just call her Pretty Girl.
Oh, okay. That works. That works.
We've had that cat for over a year now, and just, you know.
Yeah. Hey, that worked. Come here, pretty girl. Yeah, that's a nice thing. That's a nice thing. But how you feeling though? You feeling good? Everything
man.
Good in life, man. Living it up.
About to get on here and let's do this thing.
Absolutely. So, like he said earlier, too, make sure you guys go and subscribe to Let's SKOL. Their name is in the title of the video. So all you have to do is hit that. It's highlighted in blue. If you hit that, and you can hit the subscribe button without even leaving the stream tonight. But if you got to leave the stream and go subscribe really quick and bounce back, go do that. You know, at the end of the day, those fellas put in a ton of work with Keith, Cody, Shaq, and Fish. And Fish is the last one of the Mohegans, man. So that's why this show is super important. You know what I mean? It's one of those deals where I had to check all the boxes and we finally got it. I got all the brothers on, man. And tonight is the I guess they say, Fish, you save the best for last, right? I don't want you to argue amongst your brothers, but I mean, what do you think?
Nah, I think it's more like I'm the toughest one to get a hold of.
Yeah, that is kind of more of the situation.
You're like, man, do I gotta send a telegraph to this guy? Come on now.
It's like, damn, I know you're old school, Fish, but God damn, how did Keith and them even find you? Holy, like, yeah. For sure.
You know, I was hitchhiking on the side of the road, and this old beat up old Ford, Toyota drove by, and it just happened to be Keith. And I said, "Hey, man, oh look, we're both Vikings fans."
See the D'Angelo Pons new video I sent you?
Yes, Anthony. Shout out Anthony Tollison. He said, "Did you see that new D'Angelo Pons video I sent you?" I did not check it out yet. I did see you email it to me though, Anthony, and I will check it out. I'll pop in and check it out, man. So shout out to you. Appreciate you with the 199 for sure. Pons is somebody, and we're gonna get to that. You know, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna do a Fish. Are you okay with a mock draft tonight? Do you do mocks? Okay, because I know everybody doesn't really do them. You know what I mean? I'm not a huge fan of them, to be honest.
You know, this is the thing about mock drafts, right? They're really fun to do, but don't nobody want to see your shit, man. They're just like, oh, keep that. But you know. When you just want to toy around with things and play GM for a day, they're great, man.
Ask Fish, paper or plastic, and thoughts on Redmond.
Ask Fish, paper or plastic, and thoughts on Redmond. Yeah, so Shaq, he actually gave me a little insight backstage, you know, and we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna definitely talk about. Shout out Shaq in the building. Appreciate you, my brother, man. What a great show me and that brother had. I mean, I was lit. I want to make it happen again for sure. I got to make it happen again with Shaq, man. That's a fact. We got a ton of people in the building, though, Fish. So shout out to everybody. You know, I'll go through a couple shout outs here. Barber Fade, Jeff, Jason, SKOL, bro, was good. Papa Gary in the building. Pop Punk Nick, Trey, I see you. Raymond, Anthony, Brevy, was good with you, Brevski. We got Hippie in the building. Who else? Squad, Dave Thibodeau, what's good with you, OG? Ain't see you in a minute. We got Luft. Shout out Luft in the building. I see you, De Niro. Good to see you tonight as well. Who else? Man, I don't want to miss it. Jackson was good. Raymond, I see you. Somebody else. Scene. Shout out Scene Sports Project. I need to tap back in with you fellas over there. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for tapping in. Shout out Ryan. Ryan said SKOL, the best Vikings platform by far. Shout out to you, Ryan, man. Appreciate you, man. Straight up, man. That's always motivational when you hear stuff like that. Shout out to you. C Maxkey, what's good? Two-Tone, I see you. Two-Tone, we'll get that working for you too, bro. Don't trip. We know you Purple Gang anyways, bro. We'll get that membership working for you. Don't worry about it. Luff, we got OG Luff. That was the first to be tapped in tonight. So, Fish, without further ado, because I know everybody's like, let's go ahead and get to these topics. All right. So I actually made graphics tonight for me and Fish because I told him I had time. I don't want any of your other fellas to feel jealous because we didn't have graphics for their show. But you know what? I think for your show, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, man. Let's get it. You see the first topic, and I know, hey, I just want to ask you now. I've tapped into you guys over there at Let's SKOL. So I know kind of your energy as far as what you project on during your shows. Oh yeah, my guy Keith. Yeah, shout out.
Graphics are easy.
Yeah, my bad, Keith. I see you, brother. My bad. You know, I'm seeing Shaq and them boys. You know, I'm like, man, shout out OKC fan. My boy Adam in the building. I can't forget Adam. God damn, yeah. SKOL and Roll. And I got to say all of them. You know what I mean? Or somebody going to feel some type of way, man. My bad, y'all. No, I love y'all, man. Let's go. But expectations on K1, Fish, man. Talk about it. I'll leave it up to you. Give the floor to you, man, to go ahead and spill your spill.
At least for the first half of the season, I think he's going to be the best backup quarterback in the league.
The best backup quarterback. I like that. Okay.
I heard you talking to Shaq, and pause. I actually saw something this morning that gave me this glimmer of hope.
Okay.
KOC was doing an interview with Florio and Sims from the owners meeting. Mm-hmm. And he said, you know, and I know this is soundbite time, but he said something very interesting because they asked him about the 5-game winning streak at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. And KOC said something. He said, I learned something during that 5-game winning streak. We don't have to throw the ball all over the yard to win a game. I learned how to win ugly. And I'm paraphrasing. I learned how to run the ball and play good defense and win a football game if I need to. Mm-hmm. And that made me go, is he just trying to suck me in? Because he'd make a great politician.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but feel it. I couldn't help but feel like, wait a minute. What? Okay, I love you again. I'm back, you know. Now, my problem is not with Kyler Murray. Great talent, athletic, all that stuff. My problem is the Kevin O'Connell rigid system and what he's done to athletic mobile quarterbacks in the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. I heard you bring up Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is not in the same league as Kyler Murray. But Josh Dobbs, when he didn't know the damn playbook and he was just playing Superman football out there, he won us some football games.
Yeah.
And as he progressed and began to learn more and more of the playbook, the worse he became is because he was forced to become a pocket passer. Mm-hmm. And I do remember, Rap, you're in sales, right?
I am in sales. Yes, sir.
You know how to read body language, right?
Yes, sir.
Remember that time when Dobbs took off running, got a first down, and then the camera happened to pan to KOC, and he's like, you know what he was mad at? He didn't want that man running.
Yeah.
He wanted him to stay in the pocket.
That's true. Yeah.
If he can bend just a little bit, if he could just give a little bit on his scheme to allow Kyler to play, I'll have a lot higher hopes. But the KOC that I saw at the end of last season with the Kyler that we're getting right now, we're about a 5 or 6 win team.
Wow. I got to touch on that. Okay. All right. Shout out Yogi. Shout out Anthony from New Mexico. Shout out Eric from New Mexico, Florinda, and Raquel, man. My bad. Yeah. Shout out to you, man. Let's go. Joe. 5 or 6 wins with Kyler Murray.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man. So here's my deal. Do you believe that Kevin O'Connell? Because I guess this is how I more look at it, especially going based off of what we heard the other day, where we heard Kevin O'Connell. It actually shocked me, and I did a video about it, Fish, where Kevin O'Connell was glazing the fact that Kyler Murray can run so well. And it threw me off as a Vikings fan, because what we know, like what you just talked about, what we know from Kevin O'Connell is he would more talk about how a quarterback can sit back in the pocket, make the reads. That's the kind of guy he goes for. That's his guy. That's his type of quarterback. But to hear him get on there and really just kind of go off on how, Kyler can turn a 15-yard run into a 40-yard run, and he gets out of the pocket and turns the corner, and just using all these rushing terms, part of me feels a little optimistic about how I feel like Kevin O'Connell may bend, and maybe he learned his lesson. That was one thing, Fish, that I always said about Kevin O'Connell, right? When we first got him in, I said, one thing I like about him, or that I at least believe about him, is I believe he would be willing to adapt. You know, the old school, no disrespect to the OGs, including you, Fish, but I feel like old school coaches, OG type coaches, they more are stuck in their ways, and they've been doing football how they've been doing football and what they believe in, and they're not willing to go off of that path. One reason why I liked going with Kevin O'Connell over Harbaugh is because I felt like Kevin O'Connell would learn. This would be a process. He would see things that didn't work. He would go through his stubbornness and realize, like, hey, I can't be like that. I have to adjust as every season's different, and I got to make adjustments. And maybe this year in 2026, maybe he's there, man. You know, it makes me believe he is when he's talking like that. So I'm a little more optimistic than you. I'm going to say I already have Kyler Murray in the Super Bowl MVP conversation. Like, I think we're going to be a 12, 13 win team. Easy.
Well, based on my history, paper and plastic on Redmond.
Yeah, what's paper plastic? Yeah, talk about that. What is that? Shaq was talking. What's paper or plastic?
There's a video clip that we have out there when Keith started going over us signing Redmond.
Okay.
You know, gave us his stats and what he's done. My response was paper or plastic. He's not going to be in the league more than a month or something to that effect. And I just was not having it. I wanted a blue chip, and well, kind of got one, didn't we? Yeah, we did. We got one, man. He's borderline can be a star, man. Redmond, if he puts together another season like he did, people will be talking about him, not a superstar, but a star, like somebody who can really cash in on a really good contract, because he definitely changes the game when he's in there, you know? So yeah. I would love he sometimes does look like a man amongst boys when he's out there playing. Remember, who was it when we played Pittsburgh? Man, he just reached out and grabbed Aaron Rodgers like he was his kid brother. Yeah. It just I'm going to call him a kid, because I'd call Harrison Smith a kid if I wanted to. That kid can play. Yeah. And I'm so glad I was wrong about him. I need to be wrong about Kyler Murray. You do need to be wrong about Kyler Murray. That's a fact, Fish. We got to get you on board. I know your tactics, though, so I'm okay with it. You know, we won't spill the beans, I guess. Well, if you want to do that, that's up to you. But I do want to see Kyler Murray do good. So your expectations as of tonight, though, are sitting at 4 to 5 games, or 5 to 6. You said 5 to 6 games. Yeah, and listen, is it really? Let me ask you something real quick before you go on with that. Is it more about Kevin O'Connell? Or is it more about Kyler Murray? More about Kevin O'Connell. Okay, all right.
That makes sense.
He doesn't. He's not. Think about it. We had 2 statue QBs, right? We had Kirk Cousins and Nick Mullins, for sakes.
Yeah.
What did Nick Mullins do? 400 yards, you know?
Yeah.
He has shown that he wants that guy who's going to sit in there, progress through his reads, and that's where he's been successful. Sam Darnold sat in there, progressed through his reads, ran if he had to. Then a couple of teams figured it out, immediate pressure up the middle, and we had problems, right? The Rams and the Lions, because he couldn't get his reads out.
Right.
So strong offensive line. Looks like we're going to be better there. I like Brandell being in the center.
Okay.
Let's cement that down.
Yeah.
And maybe it might give him the time he needs. It's just running more than 13 or 15 times a game would help.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Help settle him down.
Absolutely. Shout out Unk in the building, man. TK, what's good with you, TK? Shout out to you. Let's go. Appreciate you always tapping in. You know, one thing about TK, Unk always gonna pop out when I got one of the Let's Go bros on the show for sure. Yeah. You know, he's a heavy supporter of you guys, man. I love seeing stuff like that because you just got people that just ride with you, you know, to the wheels.
My fellow Kentucky guy.
Let's go, man. Straight up, man. You gotta respect that, man. I love that, you know. Hippie, what's good, man? He said we need a shifty back. Yeah. So okay, so we there with it. You're at 5 or 6 games based on Kevin O'Connell. You don't believe Kevin O'Connell is going to be able to do it, but I'm more on the 13, 12, 13 games, So what's the word? I ain't been
reeled in yet by him. You've been reeled in.
Yeah, I've been reeled
in. Kevin O'Connell done put that smile with that twinkle on the corner on you.
Yeah. And he's done this before. He's done this
yes.
Before. Yeah. You know, he lied to us last year. It's always during this meeting, Fish. Every time it's the owners' meeting, bro, down there in Palm Beach, I think they are, if I'm not mistaken. Golf and shit. Hold on, we got to let it play. Let's see.
Rappi did a mock to fix the team's biggest problem.
Okay. All right, Too Evil, send it to me. Send it to me, man. I'll show it on the screen tonight. Send it to me, Too. Appreciate you with the $1.99, man. That's love, bro. Yeah, no, he did this last year where he said, we're going to be aggressive at the line of scrimmage. We're going to run the ball. We're going to go back to old school Vikings football, get that old school feel back. That's what he told us. Remember? That's what he told us. Yeah, man.
And we were looking at Josh Oliver and CJ Ham. And I was saying things like 22 personnel. And yeah, baby. Bring the noise.
Bring it, man. It definitely seemed like it was going to be heading in the right direction. Here, let me pull up oh wow, you got Too Evil crazy, man. Here, I'm going to screenshot this so I can show this. Too Evil said he's going to
let me tell you about my other favorite lie of his.
Yeah, go ahead, talk.
You remember what was it 2 years ago when we were pretty much looking like an offensive juggernaut, but we were just getting murdered by turnovers?
Yes. Yeah.
Remember how he started talking about accountability if somebody coughed up that football?
Yes, and he went to Amazon and bought the sticks.
Yeah.
Was that year?
And the only person that ever saw the sideline for a fumble was Josh Oliver. Everybody else was still throwing that ball on the ground and still playing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 I want him to, but I can't. Not until I see it. When I see week 1, him just get up there and pound that rock when he needs to.
All right. I got you, man. I'm with you. I can respect the take. I'm higher. I am higher than most Vikings fans on Kyler Murray than most, but like KOC, I was super high on KOC and was a very diehard KOC guy until this past.
Uh-oh. Is that me or is that Rap? Well, I guess it's my show now.
Balance. Hold on. There we go. Even though I wish did you hear me? Did you hear me about the Dalvin Cook? Where did it cut off at?
No, I lost you. And I was like, well, I guess it's my show now.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm a big Dalvin Cook fan. So I miss those running days, man, being able to run the football and have a home run hitter. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to get back to. Let's get to this next topic here. I think this one's super interesting because I want to hear you on this, and I'm gonna touch on this too. And this is what's gonna have the chat go crazy right here. This is the topic that obviously is toxic right here, right? And it's boom. Can he still be QB1, Fish? Talk to me, man.
He can and he will. He might. Listen, I said this last week. Whether you're a Kyler Murray person or a J.J. McCarthy person, either way, recent history has shown, don't worry, you'll get your chance this year. 3 of the last 4 seasons, Kyler Murray's been injured. J.J. McCarthy's played 10 out of 34. Whoever wins QB1 at the beginning of the season will most likely not play the whole season. So, can he be QB1 for the long haul? I was so in on him last year at the beginning of the year. Mm-hmm. And as we were watching the season, you know, in our little group chat, it was like, but he's showing flashes. He's showing flashes. Mm-hmm. And then I got to the point where I said, he's showing the same flashes and he's not showing more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's got, if he can learn how to take something off the ball, he can be QB1. I don't know why he felt the need to throw rockets every ball.
Yeah. So are you actually confident in him really being QB1 this year though?
I got a guy that I'm doubtful because of how he played last year, and I got a guy that I'm doubtful because I don't think he'll get the playbook right away. So I don't know how to call it. I mean, let me see them throw a little bit first. Let me see them play because, you know, I was pretty big on JJ. I said he's ready. I saw a little bit of his college. I saw some of the throws he made in college. And I said, he's ready. He's gone.
Gary cooking me. My producer skills. Yeah, my producer skills are.
Look at here, man. Gary, I don't know why he left me out on an island. He invited me into his home, and then he was like, hey, Fish, I'll tell you what, you just chill right here in the front lobby, and I'm going to run out and get some Black and Milds, and then I'll be back in 20. You know?
Yeah, they're shit, bro. Shit. It is what it is. I can't do it all, bro. I can't do it all. I accept the flaws. It's all good.
Well, I think J.J. McCarthy can be one. Let me not stand on the fence. Yes.
Like you honestly truly believe, Fish. Like knowing, and I know you've been a Vikings fan for how long actually?
50 years.
50. So you're that.
Since I was 4 years old.
So you're definitely considered an OG of our community, and you've seen a little bit of everything throughout your Vikingism. And you're telling me, bringing in Kyler Murray, and what you've seen from J.J. McCarthy last year, and I'm sure you've probably seen scenarios similar through your time of being a football fan. You're telling me you truly believe that Kyler Murray has a possibility of sitting on the bench week 1 while J.J. McCarthy rolls out there? But barring they're both healthy, they're both 100%?
Yeah, and the 1.3 million is what tells me that.
Okay. All right.
If it wasn't this situation, like if we'd assigned, if we had to trade for him, we'd invested in him. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt Kyler Murray would be going out there one. But hey, that 1 year rental, that 1.3,
you're not really losing anything, right? And
it could be painted. KOC, man, he got us about wrapped around his little finger again, me and you, just by saying, looking in that camera, smiling.
Yeah.
You know, he could sit Kyler down and he could be like, all right, I need you, here's what we're going to do. I see you progressing over this time period, and however he's going to paint it in that way, and I could see it happening.
So, what do you think, Fish? Because I'm thinking about that scenario, right? Don't you think it would be more damaging to JJ McCarthy? Let's say he does roll out there week 1. He puts JJ out there, and he tells Kyler, "Hey, we're going to roll with JJ and just see where he's at right now." Don't you think it would be more damaging to put him out there and then let's just say he hasn't checked those boxes that us as fans have been looking for, and obviously Kevin O'Connell's been looking for, and then he goes to the bench again? Don't you think that would be more damaging to JJ? Wouldn't it be better if you started Kyler Murray and then have those conversations you would have with Kyler, have those with JJ, just because he's young, he has time on his side. You can kind of lay him down softly and say, hey, we're rolling with the veteran, but this is a great opportunity for you to sit back, learn. You've gotten some plays under your belt, so now you know the speed of the game at least. So now as you're watching Kyler, you at least can understand what it really feels like and what he's going through out there. And instead of rolling JJ out, he looks bad. Let's just say he's overwhelmed still, and then you put him back on the bench. I mean, at that point, the nail's in the coffin, right? Wouldn't that be damaging, you think?
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, as a fan, I don't give a shit.
All right, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
If we're gonna damage his psyche because he can't succeed again, if he's given another opportunity in year 3 and he can't succeed and he folds under the pressure, and we got to put Kyler in there, and that damages him and that relegates him. Yeah. I'd rather do that in year 3 than get into a 5th-year option or sign a $50 million a year, whatever contract with them and then find out. Yeah. I don't want to have to. I'd rather find out now. By the way, next year's draft, my sources tell me is pretty good at the quarterback position. I'm saying it's time to fish and cut bait.
Okay.
It's time for the kid to play ball. The kid's played 10 games out of 34.
Yeah.
Play ball. Let's see if you can do it.
Speaking of fish and cut bait, Fish, I'm going fishing on Friday. It's Good Friday, God bless. It's Good Friday, and I'm off from my 9 to 5. So me and my partner that works with me, my coworker, we're going deep sea fishing in the Charleston Harbor. So I can't wait, man. Speaking of fishing, that's one thing I love your name because it means so much to me, man, because I'm a fisherman. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I love. If I could fish for a living, I wouldn't even do YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I would still watch the Vikings games, but I would be, if I lived on the water, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be on the water fishing. That's a fact.
So I grew up in Massachusetts. So is it the cod that you're going after, or are the stripers running already?
So we have stripers here, but it's more like where I'm going to be fishing on Friday. It's just more like the trigger fish. We're going to be doing those little bottom feeders. You throw your shit down there and you get snapper, you get like certain type of snappers, you get your amberjacks, those type of things, and you catch them by the dogfish. Exactly. Yep. You just catch them by the hundreds if you really want to. You said by the time your damn lure hits the bottom, I mean, you got 3-4 fish on it, So I look at that. See, I'm more of a freshwater fisherman too, by the way, Fish. I like to fish for largemouth bass. That's where I would rather be. But my buddy, he's more of an ocean fisher. So, I join him. It's all good. It's all good, man. Let's see. Shout out Ryan. He said, I always thought it was weird that he went on injury reserve in his rookie year for a meniscus. Yeah. But I think it's because he got the full repair that it just made sense because they knew he wasn't going to be able to come back. Yeah, they knew there was no way he was going to be able to come back. So that's why. Mateo said, we'll always wonder what they're thinking. Hold on, let's pull it up. Shout out Mateo too in the building. We'll always wonder what they were thinking of drafting a handoff merchant who only passed on average 19 passes a game in college when we are a pass-happy team. What's your thoughts on that, Fish? I mean, were you shocked by that when we made that move?
Okay, so I won't change the way that I was back then, all right? I said, nah. I saw some of the throws he made. There's one throw that made me go, that's the guy. The one where he laid one right over the shoulder of that Ohio State linebacker.
Yeah, I watched that game. Yeah.
And that pass was beautiful. And I said, that's the guy. Not a lot of quarterbacks in the league could throw that throw.
Yeah.
So I had all the confidence in the world when we drafted him.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Shout out K and B Slots. He said the concussion was suspect. Yeah, the concussion was definitely suspect in that Green Bay game. We thought that he was getting soft benching. Were you guys kind of screaming that too over there at Let's SKOL? Was that the vibe for you guys?
We were kind of hollering that on the ankle.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a soft benching, trying to protect the kid for sure. It definitely looked like that. Which I still, even to this day, it still could be that. You know, like, hey man, we got damage control, man. Because I mean, if he was to go out there the following game and look bad, oh my goodness. That would have been
with the concussion. Bad. He didn't even have a whole week off, right? He was out of the game and then he was back the next week, correct?
Was he back the next week? I thought that's when
he started having symptoms on the flight home.
Yeah, I thought Max Brosmer played that. Wasn't that the Max Brosmer game? A Seattle game? I think that was the Seattle game. Yeah. Because that was the game. That was the game that we were all like, oh man, he done got benched for Max Brosmer. Like, bro, this is over with, bro. And like, as Vikings fans, you try to look for the hope and like, well, maybe Max, you know, hey, maybe, you know, maybe all the shit you're hearing, maybe. And then we saw the first couple drives and it was like, yeah, get this dude the fuck out of it. We're done. Like, if we got to finish with this guy, we won't win another football game. Straight up. Like, absolutely not.
All I could say in Max's defense leading up to that game was, well, it looks like the kid can process quickly. I mean, you can't really coach that.
Yeah. And his releases was really good too. You know, I liked his release. I just felt like he had I feel like he has a really good release, but man, he just isn't. Yeah, we got him.
He's a UDFA for a reason.
Absolutely, man. That's what I try to think too. Like we look at JJ McCarthy's play, and then you compare that to a Max Brosmer, and you're like, okay, the facts that it could get worse, bruh, is crazy. Like when you were looking at it in real time, when you're like, it's one thing. Like if JJ McCarthy looked like Max Brosmer, oh man, it would be a whole different story. I will say JJ McCarthy is miles ahead of Max Brosmer, bro. You can actually win with JJ McCarthy. Max Brosmer, people say, well, we won the Lions game, bro. Listen, I'm be honest with you. Like, we probably win in 3 games in a season if Max Brosmer was the starter. The whole
you give him that much?
That's being nice. Yeah, that's being real nice.
B-Flow would have quit mid-season.
Yeah.
I can't handle this no more.
Yeah. Because he's the reason, right? He's the reason.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go, man. Fish believes that JJ McCarthy can realistically still be QB1 in 2026. This is going to be interesting. I will say before we move on to the next topic, though, Fish, regardless of anything, though, it's going to be a great offseason, a great like training camp, just watching it unfold. I feel like I already have the answers, to be honest with you. I feel like I already know what's going to happen. It just kind of just seems like that's what.
You think Carson Wentz is going to be our starter week 1?
No, but I will say this: I got a feeling Carson Wentz could possibly beat JJ out for QB2 too. And the reason being is I believe that Kevin O'Connell, out of all the quarterbacks on our roster right now, I think Kevin O'Connell loves Carson Wentz the most as far as being able to bond with. Like I said this on a show a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, where I said, if Kevin O'Connell can pick out of the quarterbacks he has right now, Kyler Murray, Carson, and JJ, to sit in a room with a whiteboard and talk football and go over plays, he would pick Carson Wentz. He would pick
absolutely. I can agree with that. The only thing is once again this morning he said something to contradict that. He said something about when they asked about signing Carson Wentz after getting Kyler Murray. He said something to the effect of, and they were also asking about, will there be a competition?
Yeah.
He said something about the snaps that Wentz will be able to get versus, he was making it sound like JJ McCarthy and Kyler Murray are going to get the bulk of the snaps.
Mm-hmm. I
forget how he worded it, but he sounded like those 3 are getting the bulk of the snaps and Wentz is going to have to do the best he can with what he gets. And then, about 5 minutes later, kind of as a side note, he remembered he had Max Brosmer on his on his roster too. And he said, "Oh, and don't forget about Brosmer."
Yeah.
But-
Don't forget about Brosmer. You know what? My SKOL Bro sent me, which SKOL Bro is SKOL Mafia. He sent me that clip though from Rob Brzezinski the other day. I think it was yesterday. And how Rob Brzezinski mentioned the quarterback room and named JJ McCarthy last. Like, and I know that's kind of, people can say, well, you're looking a little too deep into things, Rap. But again, like you said earlier, Fish, being in sales and stuff like that, you tend to read a little different than the average person when you're doing stuff like this every day and running into new people every day.
Sent you a mock draft that you might like, Rap.
Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it in the email. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out Anthony with the 199. Appreciate you. But you know, I seen that and I was like, damn, why'd you mention him last? Like, because she asked about the quarterback room, the current quarterback room, and Rob went down the list. Well, you know, Kyler, it was so great to be able to bring him in. We feel like we did the right thing. Then you got Carson Wentz, then you got Max Brosmer, and of course we got JJ. And I'm like, damn, to put him last, like meaning he's not really at the top of your mind. To me, I look into things like that and criticize it, you know, or get critical about it, shall I say? So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, Rob,
weird,
sit
man.
down, shut up, and grab your calculator and
I
fix
know.
our cap situation, man.
And we're gonna definitely get into
Now,
that. That's the topic.
If we had a football guy in this organization say something like that, like let's say KOC,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, wait, you know, but
Yeah.
Rob's an accountant.
Yeah.
He's just an accountant. And
We're gonna get to that. But that's one of the topics tonight too. But this one, I don't know if I sent you this one as one of the topics, Fish. So this might hit you by surprise. I can't remember if I text you this, but this is one that I have been doing the past 2 days, you know, or really 24 hours, I'll say. I did a video yesterday about it, and it's this, man. And it's wide receiver, really surrounded by wide receiver 3. Both of these guys, to me, and I just want to give my piece on this, bro, because I feel like people are coming at me about wanting Stephon Diggs, but I'm going to explain here why. You know what I mean? And I want it to be, Fish. This is we'll call this like a game, I guess, right? I want it to be, these are your only 2 options. So
gun to my head, I got to choose one of these 2.
You got to choose one of these 2, and it's like, these are one of these 2 guys are going to run with you in 2026, and that's what it is, right? Some people make the argument, right? Okay, D-Hop, he played with Kyler Murray, so that's why I would go D-Hop, and it's a new name that we've never seen as Vikings fans. Now, I am contradicting myself a little bit, because I do remember, like, after the Thielen thing went and gone and I got pissed, I was like, man, I'm never calling for a Viking to come back. Like, once you leave Minnesota, it's done with. Like, I'm never going to put my neck out there again on a show and say, yeah, let's go after this player. But I had a long thought about it, Fish, and I'm like, you know what? Stephon Diggs, right? Although he has a lot of outside noise and stuff with his girlfriends and shit, Cardi B and all that. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but you know, he has a lot of noise going on. Right? He's always in some shit when it comes to females and getting into stuff, whatever the case may be. But I'm trying to think about it from a football standpoint, and I'm thinking about it from a money standpoint too. If you can get him for the same price, let's just say these guys are the same exact price, you're going to get them for vet minimums or maybe a little more than that. It's not going to break your bank, right? Stephon Diggs, to me, still has athletic ability and he can still be dangerous on the field, right? To where D-Hop, to me, he just seems like if he comes, he would be a one-trick pony. He would be you're down in the red zone, throw it up, let him do a jump ball, whatever the case may be, to where Stephon Diggs, I feel like, could actually challenge Jordan Addison still in 2026. Can definitely challenge him to be wide receiver 2 low-key with Justin Jefferson and move Addison to the slot. So that's kind of where I'm at with it, because we've seen that Diggs still has that skill where he could be dangerous on the field. So if they're the same price, everything is right in front of us, and they say, Rap, you got to pick one or the other. I'm going Stephon Diggs because I just believe he would make our team a little more dangerous at the wide receiver spot than adding a D-Hop. Where you at with it, Fish?
Where's that thing at where he like choked his personal chef or something last year?
Yeah. He stay in some shit. He do stay in some shit.
But I'm saying, where's it at? Are charges pending or?
I think those charges. Let's see. Let's just see what Stephon Diggs has going on here. Let's see if they've been dropped. Let's see.
All right, hold on. If the charges are not pending, where we might have to go through like him actually being in criminal
like
court.
suspended. Yeah, like suspended or something. Yeah.
But okay. Here's what I'm going to say.
He allegedly slapped and choked his female chef. Yeah, that boy he's a fucking mess, ain't he? It doesn't seem like it's here we go. Stephon Diggs. Yeah, he was charged. He was charged with felony strangulation and a misdemeanor assault after allegedly smacking his person. So he actually got charged just recently.
Felony.
It was a misdemeanor, so ongoing legal deal. We will have no further comment at this time. So there hasn't been, the NFL obviously hasn't made a move yet, but you're right. I guess if you think about that, then maybe that would obviously answer your question there. But
Right.
I want to ask you this question though. Fish.
Well, hold on. I think you'll like my answer.
Okay.
Even with that, as I'm thinking about it, 9 games of Diggs versus 17 games of DeAndre Hopkins, 10 games of Diggs. I would take the risk on Diggs solely for the fact that during those games, I think he could produce more. And also, being a fellow Terp, he might be able to get into Ty Felton's head with that alumni ship.
Okay.
And maybe turn him into something more than a gunner. Hey, dude,
okay.
how about you being picked in the 3rd round? How about you become an actual bona fide wide receiver 3 when I'm done messing up this place, you know?
I like that.
So,
I like that.
I don't know if he'd be the type of person to mentor anybody or anything like that, but I feel like they would at least have that little baseline camaraderie, or maybe he might be willing to work with Ty, elevate his game, and make him into something of a productive wide receiver, not just somebody out there on kickoffs and punts.
Yeah. One thing about Stephon Diggs that I respect, and I'll say this, and this is since I've been a fan. I've never seen somebody put in as much work in the offseason, or at least document it. I'll say that, right? Because we only know what the players allow us to know. And what they allow, they allow us into their life as far as the offseason goes. And one thing about Diggs, I'll never forget, is every single offseason, while people are on like cruise ships, and yes, he may get in his stuff with his females and do his thing, but like one thing's for sure, he working somewhere. He is putting in work. My boy always got on the shorts and the cleat. Like even right now, like just 2 days ago, he released a video down in Florida working. I mean, you know, the cones, like just doing it. You know what I mean? Doing it. And he's always been like that. Even when he was with the Minnesota Vikings, that's one thing I respect about him. And it shows on the field. It shows that he puts in extra work, man. That's why his route running is out of this world, man. Like, bro, I think he would be a problem, man. I think he would be a problem lined up. And my one concern, like I stated in the video, was, first of all, his mentality. You know, is he still carrying hey, I'm that guy. I need to be wide receiver 1, which we know that's not possible in Minnesota. Is he still going to be that diva type guy? And if that's the case, then obviously it wouldn't mesh well with our locker room right now. But if he can accept the fact that he's a veteran now, a seasoned one, and we just need you to come in and be a critical piece of our team, not saying we're just, hey, come in and you're just going to be a wide receiver 3 backup, bro, and we'll use you when we use you. No, you're going to be a critical piece. You're going to take a lot of stress off of Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Kyler Murray, and you're going to be a weapon when you do get the ball. You can make things happen. If you can accept that, then I think it would be amazing, man. So that's my pitch on Stephon Diggs versus D-Hop. And I'm not opposed to D-Hop either. I like D-Hop too. So I just thought it would be a great conversation for our community to have.
Absolutely. And maybe even would he make us able to trade Jordan Addison?
Yeah. I mean, he could hold it down. The one thing about Diggs is Diggs can hold it down for at least 2 more years and be like, you know,
We don't need a wide receiver 1A and 1B. We've got the best wide receiver in the league. We just need some guys that can run routes and convert every once in a while. We don't got to have 3 deep. We could have 3 sort of medium shallow.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, we don't need all that. We don't need 2 first-round wide receivers.
Yeah. And this is nothing like the Thielen's talk. You know, Thielen he's never been the athletic guy. He's always been the possession guy, you know, the guy that has sure hands. That's what I know Thielen as. He knows spacing. Thielen was really good at understanding the spacing on the field, which made him look open a lot. And he was open a lot because he understood spacing. Same like Cooper Kupp, right? But Diggs has the athletic ability, the actual ability to burn you, shake you out your shoe. You can be the best corner in the league. He's still going to get some wins out of you because he's just that good. He's that shifty, and he still has that speed and that twitchiness to him. It just doesn't seem like his age is catching up to him. So that's another reason why it's intriguing, because it's like I watch his videos and I'm like, yo, does this dude get older? Like, I feel like he's been in the league forever, but god damn, he's still moving like a 21-year-old. Let's go. I don't want to hear about KJ Osborne. No. KJ Osborne's a no-go.
Rapid, don't crack. You know what they say, don't crack.
Yeah. You know, black don't crack, baby. Let's go. For sure, man. Nah, but that's a great conversation. So yeah, I like your take on that. I didn't think about it with the Maryland Terp thing. So hey, there you go. See? You know, I got a fish on my side, man, with this one. That's good. Let's get it, man. Chat, y'all let us know, man, what y'all think about that. Let's talk about that. All right, let's get to here, because you were talking about it earlier, Fish. Long-term GM. Go ahead, I'll let you spill.
That bullshit out of here. Put his pocket protector in his chest pocket. Sit him back down in his office. Let him do what he's good at. We need a football guy for a GM. We need a guy who has played, who understands, and who's risen up. Look at I look at John Lynch and I'm like, give me some of that.
Yeah.
You know, my call on when we were looking at prospects for new GM would be Ray Agnew. He's the assistant GM for the Lions. He went through all those drafts that they did where they drafted really well. Remember the last 4 drafts the Lions did?
Yeah.
He's a Super Bowl champion. He played defensive lineman for the Patriots and Rams, I think. That's a football guy.
Yeah.
And also he's a pastor. So if things start to get crazy, he can start to raise that voice into that nice hymn range and start to get biblical and bring the Psalms down on somebody.
Okay.
He would be an adult in the room.
Yeah. Ryan said Chris Carter for GM, which that's a no for me, but you know, I would ask, do we have any Vikings players that are still in their right mind? You know, I'm not talking about like the Fran Tarkentons who are up there and obviously out of the age bracket because they just wouldn't be great at that. But are there any former Vikings that I can think? Because I'll tell you this, Fish, and I got crucified a little bit, but I also had people reach out to me after I made this post and was like, yo, that's kind of a good idea. And I wouldn't be opposed to it, because I had Ben Lieber. You know, I named people like Ben Lieber. I named people like Chad Greenway. You know, those were 2 guys that I kind of came to my mind where I was like, they've been out of football long enough. They got the age now, you know, even though they're still on the younger side, but they would be active. They would be boots on the ground. They would be involved. I feel like their mind's always running on it. And what would somebody like that look like running the Minnesota Vikings as a former Viking? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where now Moss for GM. Absolutely. You can always sell me on Moss, you know, Moss for everything. Goddamn. You see that picture back there? Moss can do whatever he want, right? He could be the owner of the Minnesota Vikings if he want. I'm riding for him. But no, but seriously,
getting that coach.
Yeah, seriously. Can you think of anybody else that was a former Viking maybe that's out here or what?
My first go-to when they fired Kwesi was Scott Studwell.
Okay.
Because he was in our scouting, but then I looked it up and he retired in, it was either 19 or 21, and he's about 70. So I don't know if he'd be up for the job
Yeah.
in that age bracket, because I knew he was in our scouting department,
Oh, I like this one.
but I didn't know how old he was.
Yeah, I like Jared Allen. That's a great one too. I like the Jared Allen one. You know, I just want somebody that bleeds purple and goldfish. I think that would mean a lot. You know, honestly.
All right, somebody that bleeds purple and gold. Imagine John Randall as our GM.
John, oh man, and he's a little too unhinged, but yeah, it would be crazy.
You better be careful how you talk about my favorite Viking all the time.
I love Randall.
I come through the screen on you on that one.
I love Randall, but I'm just saying, him as GM, holy. You know what I'm saying? What? Man, it would be a damn comedy show, Ronnie, because he'd be pissing, man. Yeah, man. Because, you know, he loved posting his pictures, especially during Packers week, man. He would trip us out. That would be hilarious. But I think he could lock in if he really wanted to, you know. I could see him doing it. It would be funny, though. It'd be pretty.
Wait a minute. Hold on. All right. Now, in all seriousness, went to college at Harvard. He was our center for a while. Is that Matt Burke? Talking about an Ivy League educated guy here, and he played offense. He played center for us. Was that Matt?
Yeah,
Burke?
Yeah. Somebody said Burke. Oh, that's Shaq. Shaq said Burke. Yeah. Okay. And Brev said only 3 or 4 GMs are former players. And I wonder, Brev, do we know what those statistics look like? Like out of those 3 or 4 GMs, what teams are they for? And what does that success look like? Because that would actually tell us a better story too, if we're going in the right direction, you know?
I mean, I know John Lynch is one of them. And
John Lynch is one of them. Yeah. So.
And I don't think he is anymore, but wasn't John Elway the GM of Denver for a while when they kind of started tearing it up again? I don't think they made it to a Super Bowl, but
yeah. Brev said the statistics don't indicate former players are good GMs. Yeah, because I can only think about John Lynch, which he would be, I guess, an outlier. Yeah, because I can't really think of anybody else either. So you're right. The best GMs in the league is arguably Howie Roseman, and he's a short little nerd. Yeah, I like Howie. Howie's aggressive. Yeah. I like Howie.
Yeah. He got past that. That's the Eagles GM, right?
Yeah.
He got past that draft where he took what's his name in front of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver.
Yeah, Jalen Reagor.
Yeah, he got past that draft pretty quick and started putting his foot on people's necks.
Yeah, he did. You know, he got a good point. Mike got a good point. He drafts like a fan. Howie drafts like a fan, and that's what I like. He goes for the better play. He goes for the best players. Yeah. You don't give a fuck. Like, it ain't about position with him. It's about who do I love. I like that guy. He can play football. He keeps it simple, like how us fans usually do. If GMs, I think because they get paid so much money, they feel like there has to be this whole secret formula. There has to be all of this background noise to picking a player. And we got
Jim Klein's is a GM.
Okay. All right. Nice, Jackson. Shout out Jackson with the $4.99. I appreciate that. Yeah. There you go. But I feel like these GMs, Fish, they feel like they have to go through these special processes and everything has to be where it's like, bro, relax, okay? Watch football and just go get the good football players, man, especially in the first round. You know, I know, once you start getting deeper into the draft, there's a little more that has to go into it. But when you're talking about the top 32 players coming out of college, I mean, come on, man. You got to be able to evaluate that, bro. You got to be able to hit on that. You got to hit on that. You have to. And Howie Roseman is like, hold my beer. Let me show y'all motherfucker how to do this. He's been doing it.
He picked Jordan Davis one year, and then the next year he come back, and in the first round he picked I'm so bad with names right now. Carter.
Yeah. Didn't care. Same exact position group. Who gives a shit? Most Eagles fans, we don't need a DT. We just got Jordan Davis, man. Watch this. Let me get Carter. He's the best player.
Let me show you how to win in the trenches real quick.
Yeah. Shout out to him, man. I ain't gonna lie. I hate glazing the Eagles because they are one of my least favorite teams. But,
that fan base right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a no for you for Rob, I'm guessing. No on the long-term GM situation. You don't even give him a chance this upcoming draft to see what transpires, or you just automatically out already before you don't need to see anymore?
I'm results orientated.
So are you going to wait for his result then? So with that being
Yeah.
said, are you willing to just wait until April and then after the draft and kind of see where we at? Okay. So there's a possibility you'll be okay with supporting him as the long-term GM. But right now,
if he
tonight,
drafts it
you're just like,
exactly the way I want him to, if he drafts, then I'll be on his team. But otherwise,
yeah,
nah, I'm kidding. Look, if he, I've been saying for a little while now that the further away from the first round you get, the luckier you have to be with your pick. But like you said, that first round's got to be you got to hit.
yeah.
You know, if you're drafting in the first round, and then the second round, you got to hit to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
And then you got to kind of get a little lucky in the third and more lucky in the fourth, and then all of a sudden, like, oh look, there's Stephon Diggs. We just hit the jackpot. You know.
Yeah. I do like how Rob talks. I know that sounds weird, but I do like how he speaks about, like, he speaks with a sense of direction where he knows what he wants. And that I respect about a GM, somebody who's not all over the place. You know, that was one thing about Rick Spielman to me. I know we had a ton of Rick Spielman fans, but for me, he would talk in circles too damn much for me. Like, it was hard to figure out and gauge, like, bro, what? You just said 3 different things in one sentence. I don't know what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to go here, there, and there. Like, the hell are we talking about here? But like, when it came to Rob, so far, I'll say, and I know it's early on in the process, and this is his first time really getting on camera and doing media. He made a joke about that when they asked him. They said, "What's different, Rob?" And he's like, "Well, this right here. I got to hold the microphone now and speak to you guys." But you know, so far, so good. I will say. He seems like he knows what he wants. He seems like he knows where he's going. Super intelligent. Obviously, he's good with money, which that's gonna be great too. I mean, yes, that skill doesn't help you pick a football player for the most part, but at the end of the day, he can see past. He can pick the player, have help picking the player, but then also see what the future looks like and being able to make all that work, right? Which he could have did that anyways in his old position, but still, yet I just think him being on the front lines right now, it's not a bad thing. I was opposed to it at first, though, Fish. I got to be honest with you. I was opposed to it, but I think I'm coming around, man, after hearing him speak. Seems like a football guy as far as how he talks, you know, being around it for 30 plus years.
I got a hot take riding on this one.
Yeah.
I said that the only justifiable reason that the Vikings have not hired a full-time GM right now is because the team's for sale. They're gonna let the new owners pick their guy.
Oh wow! You think they're going back to Jersey? You think the Wolves going back to Jersey?
Ziggy's been sick.
Yeah,
he wasn't even there for the firing of Kwesi.
Yeah, man. Well, I don't mind the selling of the team as long as they don't relocate. Like, relocate would be devastating for me. You know. I don't know how the rest of y'all fans feel, but like, just imagine, right? Hypothetically, the Vikings move to like St. Louis or some shit where there was a team before because the new owners are just like, you know, we just want to seek different opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you just never know, right? Imagine
that'd be only 3 hours away from me, Rap. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, but it would be hard for I got to be honest. I would lose a ton of sleep, first of all. It would be so hard to really digest that. I'm going to be honest with you. And I really don't know what I would do. I really don't know. Like that, to me, that would be devastating to me just because I've been rooting for the Minnesota Vikings for so long. To have to root for the St. Louis Vikings or some shit, I would just feel like at that point, my slate is clean and I wasted 25, 26, 27 years of my Vikingism. That shit would piss me off. It would piss me off. I don't think that's going to happen, but, you know, I'm just saying. Never know. There's teams in the NFL that has done it. So
one of them did it in the middle of the night.
Yeah. You know, like San Diego Chargers, for example. You had diehard San Diego Chargers. I was in Camp Pendleton at one point in my life in Southern Cal. And, I mean, the Chargers fans were there. You know what I mean? And even though it's in the same state, it's like you've been rooting just like Oakland. Think about the Oakland fan base. How rooted the Oakland Raiders fan base was. And now all of a sudden they just get up and go to Vegas. Like, bro, how are you And I know a lot of people just follow their team. It's like, well, I'm still a Raiders fan, but it's like me, I would have took it a little harder. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. This would have been different, man. Would have been different. Rap is buying the Vikings. Yeah. Yeah, me, Fish, and
We're gonna start a GoFundMe.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe, man. Start them super chats. Let's go. We need them super chats, baby. We almost
Cash
there.
App.
We got like $13 tonight. We almost there, baby. We getting there. Let's get it.
But see, here's the important thing, y'all in the chat. We're gonna buy the Vikings, and we're gonna keep these shows running. So you're gonna have a direct line to us. You can tell us when we screwing up, and we will see it. We ain't gonna pretend like we don't pay attention to that.
Facts. And the mock drafts we do, we're gonna actually do on draft night. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna pick the best one, and we're gonna actually do it. Shout out my pops. He said checking in from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Let's go. Lucky you. All right. So next topic, Fish. Let's get through this. The next topic here is your draft wish. This makes sense. This is just what we were talking about here with drafts. Talk to me. I haven't really heard your takes on the draft so much, so this would be kind of interesting to me. So if you could pick any player you want in the first draft, in the first round, who you taking and why?
Okay, so here's why you don't hear my take on the draft so much. I don't watch college football.
Okay.
What happens is we start getting to this time of the year, a month ago, and I start letting the smart kids talk about college players. And then I start looking. And back in my younger days, I was a wrestling coach. It's not football, but I have a coach's eye.
Okay.
I know what good technique looks like. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start watching players. What's my draft wish? You want to talk about a player in general or just like positions of draft?
Yeah, like a player. Like who's a player you've been seeing popping up on your timelines and stuff where you're like, you know what? I like that kid. I want that kid to be a Minnesota Viking for sure. Draft night.
Lee Hunter.
Okay, that's Texas Tech.
Texas Tech defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Watching the little bit that I've watched from about 8 defensive tackles in this year's draft, that's the guy I look at and say, I want him.
Okay. That's interesting. I haven't heard anybody come out and say that. So that's interesting you brought that name up. Yeah. Okay.
Stout in the middle. Looks like he's got a great first move on the pass rush. Lee Hunter.
Man, let's speaking of mock drafts, let's show Two Evils. Two Evils said he can fix the team right here. He got McCoy. Hold on, let me get Fish in the frame here. There we go. We got McCoy. We got Kyle Lewis, which I love Kyle Lewis. Speaking of Kyle Lewis, this was a great pick, Tui, because I watched his pro day and he actually worked out as a safety too. Not only did he work out as a linebacker, he worked out as a safety. He is athletic as a mug, man. This dude, he would be one of those type of players that I think would be Josh Metellus, he would be more of the Josh Metellus type thing. Traded JJ McCarthy to the Dolphins. Got Jake Slaughter, Sam Rouse, and Jaden Ott. So, which I haven't seen any running backs talk about. I haven't seen anybody really talk about Jaden Ott out of Oklahoma as running for the running back position. So that's a new one too.
I will say this, Sam Rouse, I believe, because I've been doing a weekly video with Unk and Robbie on prospects in the draft, and I believe Unk called out Sam Roush. I want to say it was a 5th rounder.
Okay.
I believe so. I believe it was Unk that called him out, 5th rounder. Really good tight end on a bad Stanford team.
Yeah. Two Evil said that Miami first pick next year will be very high because Miami gonna be trash. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I'll pull up yours too, Anthony, real quick, because you did email it. So good thing you emailed it because I'm in my email right now. So with that being said, I could pull it up here. Let me see. Did you actually email it? Let me see. I don't see it in my email actually. So you might have to resend it, Anthony. I don't see it. Where'd you send it? I thought you sent it to my email. Oh no, you sent it on X. Okay, hold on. I got you. You sent it on X. Let me go there and pull it up. Let's see. So Anthony, here we go. This is his. Let me pull this up real quick, Fish. Let's look at Anthony. Let's just grade Anthony's and then we'll get into one. I'll tell you my draft wish, man. My one person that I want. Here we go. So he got D'Angelo Pons. Can you see that, Fish?
I expanded out. He took Pons, McNeil Warren. Who's that in the 75th pick?
He got Will Lee from the cornerback from Texas A&M. Emmett Johnson, running back. Daryl Jackson, the defensive tackle from Florida State. Brian Parker, the second, is a center from Duke. Malachi Fields, wide receiver, Notre Dame. Kyle Lewis, which is who we just talked about, from Pitt. George Gumps Jr., he's an edge. Riley Mahlman, he's an offensive tackle from Wisconsin. And Isaiah, I ain't even about to say that damn name. The safety from SMU. So, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's good. That's good. I like it, man. Shout out my guy. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I love Emmett Johnson's lateral movement, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
That jump cut he does is just nasty.
Yeah, I'm Damon Claiborne, though, man. That's my guy, man. I like Damon Claiborne, Wake Forest. That's my boy. I'm still on him, bro. But I do like the Mike Washington Jr. too, though. I like Mike Washington.
That kid. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll be good with either one. No big deal. So Fish, did you want to mock? No pressure if you don't want to. You say you don't really watch college. So we can mock. You want to mock?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get it, man. All right, let's close it out with a
wish was?
Oh yeah, so my wish, Fish, so you know, is Jacob Rodriguez, man. That's really all I want.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Jacob Rodriguez.
Oh yes. That's my linebacker one, baby.
Yeah, I love Jacob Rodriguez. That's somebody who I think the Vikings need to get, because I want to, I'll buy that jersey. You hear me? For sure. Now, did you want to do a 7 round? You want to do a 3 round?
Yeah, let's do a 7 round.
Want to do 7? All
let's get some of them useless players in too. Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's get it, man. I like the sound of it. All right. So let me share this real quick. Nice. All right. So
I need you to do something for me.
What do you need me to do?
Put it on slow.
Okay.
And stop after the Cardinals have made their pick.
Okay. All right. So we put it on slow and stop after the 3rd pick here. Let's see. All right. Oh,
one more.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. I see what I got to do. Hold on. Let me let it go all the way there. All right. Boom. There we go. All right. So here it is. What are you thinking?
Try to decide if I want to see if I can trade with the Titans and go and get Love.
Well, he's there, but pick 4. Ooh, how y'all feeling, chat? Y'all want him to go up and get Love? I would love to get that running back. Okay, look at trying to get Love. Two Evil said trying to get Love. Yep, two-tone. Let's go.
He's there.
You're gonna have to give up something. You're gonna have to give up a good amount.
Next year's first, I bet.
Yeah, here we could try it. Let's see. Give him 18. We give him next year's first. Might have to give him like.
Let's go in. Let's also make the stipulation. I'm going to do this draft based on the fact that I think Harrison Smith's coming back.
Okay. All right. So it might work like that. Did you want to try? You want to go up to 4?
Nah. It was a nice thought.
No?
But I tell you what, put that thing back on super speed and let's go.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Where did he end up going? He wound up going 5 to the Giants. Ooh. I don't see that happening, but maybe, I guess. I think they still like their boy Scatterboo, man. Even though he's coming off a gruesome injury. Damn, we lost out on McCoy right there. All right,
let's see them trades.
Oh, and real quick, Dylan is gone. Dang. All right. So the trades, you got Cowboys at 20, New England at 31, and Bengals at 41.
Let's trade with the Cowboys. I want to try to pick up another top 100 pick.
Okay. So
see
20.
If 20 for 18.
All right.
Put their 92 on there.
All right.
Let's see if they'll do it.
Yes,
Bam.
sir. Let's go. All right. You're at pick 20.
What's the next trade?
Board. The trade, you got the Philadelphia Eagles at 23 and the Panthers at 51.
Is that 68 or 88 for them?
What are you talking? What are you talking about? The
they got 23, 50. Is that 68?
Yeah, that's 68. Yep.
Who's the other?
The other one is the Panthers, which they got 51, 83, 119.
Oh, hell no. All right, let's see. 23.
Yeah, 23.
All right, 23. 23 and 68 for our 20, and let's throw something in to try to make it happen.
23 and 68 for our 20, and then you want to throw in maybe our 235? No, they won't.
Let's see if that
234. Let's try it. Nah, they won't do that one. All right, let's do 196 maybe. Let's see. There we go. They took 196. That ain't bad.
All right, we're picking now.
That's a lot. That's a good jump. All right, cool. All right, so we here. We are on the board at 23. Terrell?
Give me Terrell. Yep.
Let's go. He know who he won already. Let's get it. All right, we got that. Here, let me go to your picks here. There we go. All right, now next. You just let me know if you want me to go to position or anything like that. I'll scroll down the board. You let me know what you want. Halsey's there.
Who's the first trade? I didn't think I'd trade again, but hold
on. 64.
It's too far.
Yeah, too far back.
All right, we're gonna pick.
All right.
Halsey.
Let's go. Halsey, you are a Minnesota Viking. I kind of like this draft already, man. We got two players on the defensive side of the ball.
Now give me Mike Washington Jr.
Damn, Fish said, I'm running through this. I know what I like. You done did this draft before, haven't you, goddammit? All right.
I'll take Daryl Jackson Jr.
Let's go.
Logan Jones.
Let's go.
Ted Hurst. Jeremiah Wright. No. Caleb
right here.
Yep.
All right. Linebacker. All right. Let's go.
Max Bredesen.
Let's go. I like the Michigan guy. Gotta love that. Let's get it.
Barrett. I'll take Barrett from South Carolina.
Okay, Nick Barrett. All right. All right. And last pick. You ran through this, Fish. Holy.
Taylor Green.
Let's go. Quarterback.
Bam. Thank you, man.
Hey, dang. And you damn Nick. You got a B+. I think you got the highest grade according to PFF too that we've done since I've had a guest on doing the mocks. Nice. I would take this draft. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I think this right here, you ran through it. The board falls like this. I'm good with it. I'm good. Hurst is a sleeper. Watch his tape. Ted Hurst. Yeah, we got him on the 30-30 too, don't we? Or in the
Yep,
30
he's a 30. He's a 30 visit.
Yeah.
B-Flow would be happy with this one.
Yeah. Nah, this was lit. You did that. You did that. Unc said he approves. He said, "Dope draft. Hey, Unc approved. Let's go for sure, man." No, I like it too. I definitely like this draft. You know, let me download it real quick. Here we go. Yeah, man. Shout out Fish, man. Shout out Fish with the dope draft. Let's go. Hey, look, it's been a great show tonight, Fish. We've been on an hour and 20 minutes. This has been amazing, bro. I'm glad we can check this box. We definitely got to do this again. And we will do it again. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we definitely will. And I'm definitely going to come over there as well. Mateo said first 4 picks fire. Nah, you cooked. You cooked. And I like how you just went through and was like, give me him, give me him, give me him, give me him. Like you just kind of knew what you wanted and had that vision already set up, man. So yeah, no, dope draft for sure. But yeah, did you want to leave the people with anything, Fish, before we get up out of here, where they can find you and see you talk some Vikings football coming up in the next couple days?
As Rap will attest to, about the only place you can find me is on Let's SKOL.
Literally the only place. Literally.
Sometimes I might get a little crazy, but it takes all kinds, you know. And I've loved this team for 50 years. I've argued with people about the greatest, most forgotten NFC championship game team we've ever had is the 87 team. I'll fight you on that. Wow. We had rest in peace, Joey Browner. He was a safety for that team. Matter of fact, he was All-Pro 1 in 87 on that team. So for Vikings fans, by Vikings fans, that's the way I always try to do it. And you can agree with me, you can disagree with me, and if you disagree with me, you got to bring me all that smoke. You know.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Check us out on Let's Go. Give us a subscribe. Keep following you, Rap. That's all I got to say.
Hey, man, shout out to you, Fish. Appreciate you tapping in tonight, OG, man. This was a great show. Love having the OGs in the building. And like he said, Let's SKOL. Their name is in the title. So make sure you click the title. Their name should be highlighted in blue if you aren't already subscribed. And make sure you tap in, get active over there in their chat when they're live, man. They put on a great show, great production value over there. And you'll be able to hear more from Fish. And Shaq's in the building, too. You'll hear from them fellas. They over there spitting that Viking nizzle. And you need to be over there tapped in if you're a real deal Vikings fan, man. With that being said, hey, we love y'all. Thank y'all so much. And we will see y'all next time. Holla at your boys.